Hello friends, welcome back to the Sport Optics studio. I'm Jace, and today we're going to be talking about another really awesome product from Burris, and that is the Veracity PH. We actually had some coverage on this from SHOT Show. We spoke to Philip at Burris, and he gave us a bit of a rundown on it as well, so make sure to check that video out after this one if you haven't already. And if you're looking for the TLDR on this video, it doesn't exist because this scope's just too cool for it. So make sure to sit back, relax, enjoy your favorite source of caffeine, and join me on a journey. In true Jace fashion, we're going to dive right into it. And at first glance, you'll notice that this just looks like any old traditional rifle scope. And that's because more or less it is, with a few cool features thrown in the mix. So just to get the basics out the way, this does come in 3 flavors, essentially. It comes in a 2.4 to 12, a 3 to 15, and a 4 to 20. And each one is going to have 120 MOA, 100 MOA, and 80 MOA respectively, which is plenty of adjustment for scopes of that magnification. You'll see back here, same as any other traditional scope, you have your magnification wheel. Moving forward here, you see that we have your standard capped windage knob and what looks to be a standard elevation turret, but we'll get into what makes this guy cool here in a second. And then, of course, on the other side, you have your parallax adjustment as well as your battery cap. Moving forward, nothing fancy here, just your standard objective bell. And also of note, it does come out of the box with flip caps and a sunshade. What makes the Veracity PH a unique scope? So inside of this guy, it uses what Burris calls their PEK System, and what it essentially does is, instead of your traditional method of dialing where you would look at the turret to see what distance you're dialing to, you actually have a electronic heads-up display in your field of view. So as you're dialing the turret, you know exactly what yardage you are dialed to, and it can also be in yards or meters for you guys that are more into mils or the metric system. And it's going to give you also your battery life and your actual amount of adjustment on the scope itself. So what does that mean? That means that you are essentially going to be able to get a much faster shot if you are trying to dial versus having to break your contact from the gun, look at your turret, get back on the scope. All your information is going to be bam, right there in front of you, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and you're going to be able to take that shot. So who is the scope for? And I would say for the amount of options in this scope, meaning the amount of magnification ranges you can get and the couple different options in reticles, it can fit a lot of different needs, from your hunters in the southeast that may not have particularly long shots, even the guys out west, hunting at 400 or 500 yards and beyond. You're going to have options that are going to do exactly what you need them to. For the guys that, hey, I want to save every possible second I can, and I want to just stay behind that scope and be able to dial and bam, take the shot on something that's moving at whatever distance. And don't worry, if you forget your batteries, or the battery goes dead, or if you get hit by an EMP while you're out in the field, if the electronics in this guy goes down, then you essentially still have a perfectly functioning standard scope with a standard elevation turret. So as long as you still know what you're doing, you're still going to be able to use this scope in a pinch if you need to. So just to recap, a bit of an overview of this guy. This is an extremely lightweight for what it is, sleek package for the guy that wants just a little extra oomph out of their traditional rifle scope. And speaking of, if you are familiar with the Eliminator series from Burris that have been out for many years now, think of this essentially as its younger brother. It cuts out some of the features, gives you more of the basics, and it also is a smaller, lighter, and significantly cheaper package. So from a value standpoint, I think it's an incredible value for what you get. And they're available now, so go get yours. Guys and gals, as always, thank you so much for joining me today. I sincerely appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned something. And if you did, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, whatever you need to do. I'm happy to be here. I want you to be happy to be here. and let me know if I can ever do anything for you. I'd be happy to talk about this or anything else we have at length. Please make sure to email me, call me, DM me, any way you want to reach me. God bless, guys.